Good morning, it's Kale. It's very early in the morning. It's not even 7 o'clock yet, but I figured while the dogs are sleeping, I'd record a little bit of some cross stitch on Once Upon a Fairy Tale. It's a Heaven and Earth design pattern. And I did actually figure out how to get PatternKeeper showing on the screen, but you have to pay for the subscription. So I'll probably set that up maybe tomorrow. So let me put some music on because it's really quiet in here. Just let that go. Hopefully it's not too loud. So I am actually recording this in my office. So I don't normally cross stitch in here, and when you're not in your comfortable cross stitch space, it's a little awkward. So I'm trying to figure out, how to do it. And of course I'm still on my wobbly little stand. So, and also when I cross stitch out in the living room, PatternKeeper is to my left. So I keep wanting to look to my left for PatternKeeper, but I have it actually on my desk to my right. So I'm like, oh my gosh. But I will try to make do and function in the junction, so to speak, with this. So I'm kind of working up in here with 3371, and hopefully everything will work. And of course I'm still a little bit half asleep, and so I'm like, where am I working on this pattern? What am I doing? So I hope everybody is well. I was going to do this as a live stream, but I haven't done an actual recorded video for a bit. I don't think, maybe one. Yeah, just do a recorded one. That way, in case little puppers wake up. See, something is missing here. I think sometimes when I'm using PatternKeeper, it doesn't save where I left off. You see, right here. It's really weirding me out. There's something missing here. Okay, so here, there's two there. And then this goes here. So these three stitches here, it's literally not right. It's kind of like a mishmash area. So let me see what I got to do here. So let me mark the ones I did first. And then I'm going to go find this one here and mark that one done. There's two. It's this one over here. Right, so it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I've got that one there. Alright, and then there's... like, this is like off, and I don't know why. This one is done. I see what's going on. Hold on. Because that's the first. And two. Right. That's complicated. I'm gonna make it look like how this looks. So here. Okay, that song is like freaking me out. That's freaking me out. Like, okay, what? Because I got 4 going down. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 2 this way and 2 at the bottom. Okay, that's right. So I just didn't mark it right. Which does happen on occasion. Jeez Louise. Okay, now let me go back to what I'm working on, which is 3371. And that is, I think it's the stop sign. Right. Okay. Oh gosh, I hate when that happens. You're like, wait, that doesn't look, and one of the things is when you're doing this, you kind of look for like a pattern and like the way the colors are laid out. So you go, okay, here you've got like 4 going down, and so you look for that in PatternKeeper, right? And if you don't see it, you're like, wait, what? Okay, so we're back on 3371. So then down here, right, there's 2, 3, and 2. 2, 3, and 2. And then this color will go here. I reminded my husband about making me the stable stand. It's like, can you do that for me? Something that doesn't wobble. I was working up here earlier, but I had to take the fabric out of the Q-snap and like redo it, and so like it's up here, and I'll come back to this later. So I think what I'm going to do is do these upper, finish this one, and then do 1, 2, 3, maybe come down 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. But I did get all the park stitches done, so that's good. So they were like kind of all like starting to get in the way, and all of this work here is those park threads. Okay, so then I did 3 and 1, so those are done. And then this color, it's not till down here again. So maybe what I'll do, so here's the question. So should I guess go back to parking? So that means that back up here with the 3 and the 1, it'll be threads up here. There's 3 and 3. I'm gonna park it there. And so now I have to remember, so since I've been doing so much working in the park threads, now I have to remember, it's like, oh yeah, I'm parking threads. I'm back to parking threads. So now that's not what I wanted to do. So I'm going to take that and mark that as parked in the lower left corner. Right. Okay. So I'm not doing these 3 up here, so let's go back over here. Move this over and up. So there's 2, 2, and 1. And this color is one I don't even think I've used before. It's 3815. That if I even have that one out. Get all my threads out. So let's take a look for that color. It's like a green. And maybe one of these days I'll figure out how to excuse me, do my cross stitching in here easier, as far as, like, you know, streaming and recording. It's what happens when you get into a habit. And when you try and break that habit, your mind is like, what? What are you doing to me? So I'm just going to wrap this kind of around like that. Put it back in the little bin. Yeah, like just getting into the habit of PatternKeeper, you know, looking to my left to look at PatternKeeper. So now it's like this habit that I didn't even intend to happen. You know, I wasn't like, oh, I'm always going to keep PatternKeeper on my left. And now that it's on my right, my brain is like, well, what's going on? Wrong needle. It's this one. So yeah. Kind of interesting to notice that phenomenon. It's like, oh my god, my brain. It's that habit. Just looking over that way. So even though it did take a long time to get all the park threads put in, it's nice that they're out of the way. So I can then like do my next pass. I think that color is like that's the only stitch that's of that color. Let me just kind of look around. Yeah, that's so bizarre. Okay. So I'll mark that one done. And then I'll just pin stitch that out of the way. Still working on them pin stitches. It's like, okay. I'm actually going to save this thread in case that color shows up again. Put it back on there. Okay. So that one's done, and then the one next to it, is 501, which again looks like it's kind of an outlier by itself. So let me see where I've got that. I think it's another green. Yeah. It's kind of like a forest green. This thing is just wrecked up. Look at that. I've had it for a long time. Let's see what's going on. That song is weird too. I don't like that. You know what? What if we just change it? Let's change that up. What is this chaos going on here? It's two different pieces. It's three different pieces. So since there's only one, I think that's because I used it before, and it was that same situation where there was only one stitch of that color. So let me try and neaten this up a bit. Like that. And then we roll it on here. That's a little better. Okay, let's see. Since I'm using the loop method, I just need the one strand. You know, I've really enjoyed cross-stitching on this more than I thought I was going to. It's a little overwhelming. Well, it's a lot overwhelming because it's such a big project. But I just love working on it. And it's really pretty. The picture is just gorgeous. Okay, so now that I've got this tiny little piece of thread on here, all of that for one stitch. These are the things that are like time consuming. So like some days you're like, oh, I'm gonna, you know, try and get so many stitches done or whatever. And I normally try not to tell myself that, because then you get to like this kind of part in the pattern and it's so time consuming because you're constantly threading, you know, and just unthreading, changing colors. You know, it just depends on like what's going on with all the colors in that section. It's just kind of like, seriously. So you end up like thinking that you're going to get more done than you actually do. And then if you don't remember that you were doing all that color changing, you'll be like, oh, I didn't get anything done. But you did. It's just individual stitches. Okay, so let's mark that one done. And then we've got, I think this is another, oh, there's a few. This is 3363. Which is another green. Oh gosh, I've got this long thread. Seriously. So I'm going to fold it in half, put it back on here. No, not you, stay there. Okay. And then since I'm only going to do, well, no, I'm going to leave this parked. Oh gosh, I got to remember I'm parking again. I was going to say I'm only going to do those few stitches. My question to myself is, should I leave it parked or just do the few stitches of this color? Because there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. And it's a long thread and it'll just be hanging there for a long time. So I think what I'll do is just do those 6 stitches. I think the sun's coming up. Okay, so it's the first one here, these 2 empty stitches. Why can't I find the right playlist that I want? Something chill. Oh goodness gracious. Let's do this yoga one. It's like a yoga yoga music. I just want to chill, something relaxing. Like stop the madness. I don't mind the other music, but it's a little early in the morning for that. Okay. So then this goes over here. And then this one stitch that's by itself, we're going to come here and do this. And there's 2 also right here. Oh my gosh, I'm not left-handed. Why am I attempting that? I don't know why am I practicing this right now? My brain just did it. Okay, so those are 3. There's 4. I have 2 more. They're over here. So it's between this one and the other one. And then this one is down but over one. Okay. Right, and then that way I won't have this long thread just hanging there, hanging there, hanging there when that color is not like in this area. So I'm going to go ahead and pin it. I can get that through here. Oh my gosh, sometimes it's so stubborn, this fabric. Yeah, I guess I think I would have just like parked it and then forgotten that there were only like 5 stitches to do with that color, and I've been like, why didn't I just do them? So then I'll go ahead and fold this up. And put it on here. Like that. Okay, that was 33, 63. Let's mark all those stitches done. Got it. And there's this one here. Here. There's 2 more. This one is 3861. I think I have that on the hanger. Hold on. I'm gonna open the blinds too. Hold on. Stay. Stay. Oh, it's cloudy out. Lie down, Lily. You're fine. So, I have my floss drops on a hanger, on a plastic hanger behind me. I'll probably actually take them off of that and kind of scrap that idea. I think I'm so used to the bobbins that trying to use the floss drops was just, you know, it was a good idea, you know, to try and whatever, but I like being able to pull the one thread out at a time. I like that ease of access, but I don't like them all hanging out in the open. And I mean, where am I gonna put them? Because my office, I kind of took apart my closet in the sense that I took the bifold doors off. So they're going to be out hanging in the open and just getting dusty if I don't use those, you know, particular colors often. So I think I'm just going to kind of scrap that idea. It's one of those things in hindsight, I wish I had thought about that, but I didn't. And of course I spent money on the paper, the cardstock that I was going to make them out of, and the punch. Ugh. I don't know, I might use the punch for something, but I don't know what. Okay, so this one, this color, it's brown, comes up here. 3 and 2. And a line here, the block. It's on the second one, so I'm going to park that there. Let's mark that one done. Okay, so the next one, this one last one here, is 3860, which I think is also on the hanger. Hold on. I'll show you what they look like. I haven't showed them for a while, but I bought the rings. Why do I look all distorted? I don't know. And there was 3861, 3860. You know, they have to be hanging somewhere, and then where are you going to store it? Not really worth the effort. And then just to take all of the colors that I have, I mean, I have 3 containers that are full, and then moving them over would just be, because like if you say like this, you know, all of these would have to be, you know, converted to the floss drops. I don't have the time to do that, and it would take a lot of time. And I'd rather do other things with my time than do that. Okay, now we are doing what? This one down here by itself. Okay, that's that square. It's all done. Okay. So the next one is here. Or should I park it over here? Probably over here. It's going to be here. I'm going to put those two together. Stay still. So let's see. Let me come over here. Wake my mouse up. Let's come over to this. What am I working on there that has this brown? So there's a pink book and next to it is a purple, and next to the purple are oranges. I think there's two orange books. So I think and there's I think looks like maybe like a branch. It's gonna start coming down. Maybe it's part of the branch. And I think like right in here in these orange books, coming down, coming all the way down to the shelf. Let's see. Oh wait. Coming all the way like down here to the shelf. Can you see the shelf? Let me move the camera. The shelf is down here. So it's gonna like go all the way down. That's what that brown is, because mostly the top has been blue, as you can see. And I still have to find this color. Got a couple of spots I need to do. Okay. So that square is done. So the question is, I said I was going to go 3 and 3. That would mean I do this one next. Right. Okay, so at the top, one, two, three. So actually, that's going to be 9:30. So blue. Put this one away. .30 is blue. This is blue. I wonder if one day these types of crafts, say like knitting, crochet, cross stitch, diamond painting, any kind of like weaving, like those kind of like, I don't know if I want to say like textile arts. I mean, it's cross stitch a textile art. I wonder if one of these days it'll just like go away, like nobody will do it, or there will only be like a handful of people all over the world that do this, because nobody else is interested in learning it. Nobody does it. All the supplies would dwindle away. Kind of like the way that, you know, cursive, how they don't teach that in school really anymore. Nobody knows how to do it. Okay, don't get tangled up in there. It would be sad if that happened. You know, want to become one of the lost arts. Although I will say that crochet and knitting, probably more than cross stitch, are more necessary. Like if there was like a big climate crisis or something, a catastrophe, you know, it would be nice to have people who knew how to, like, because you can make clothes, you know, somebody who knows how to make clothes from scratch, hats and things like that, gloves and whatever. Okay, so let me go ahead and just mark that. Now, where these two are, this color here is going to be, it's going to be over here. So I think what I'm going to do, let's actually put it up there. Let's move this, move that out of the way, get out of the way. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 on the second row. Be up here. Okay. So I'm going to mark that one part, and then come back over here. There's only 2. Oh, this color graffiti, like there's 2 in this area, and then it comes back up over here. That's 327. It's kind of like a purpley color, if I remember correctly. Yeah. After you've been doing this for a while, you start to kind of remember the colors. So, oh, 327, oh yeah, it's purple. 930 is blue. This one actually has quite a bit of the 327 in it. I think I did buy another skein of it. Where's the end? I can even hear the fish tank that's out in the open area, living room, all the way in here, because I have the door open in case the little baby needs to get up and go use her, or the little babies, I should say, the 2 of them, either or, needs to go use their little pee pad. So yesterday Misty was kind of like I don't know how to explain it. She looked like she was like chewing on something, but not really chewing. Almost like something was stuck in her mouth. And I'm like, come here. What is going on? You know, what's in your mouth? And so I kind of, the only thing I pulled out was a dog hair. I think it was one of the white, bigger chihuahuas, one of their hairs. And I was like, what do you got that in your mouth for? And then she kind of walked away a little bit, and she came back and she was like still doing that. And I'm like, what's going on? Okay, this one is here. First row, second stitch over. And so she was just moving her tongue like really weird in her mouth, like something was just bothering her in there. And it turns out that she took her, she spit out, not really spit out, but with her tongue like pushed out this little thing. And I was like, is that a rock? I was like, is that a rock? Oh, I don't want to do that. No, come back out here. Shoot. And there's a tooth. I'll park that there. I know I'm moving this thing around, sorry. So she lost a little tooth. No, the tooth fairy didn't come for her. Although this weekend it will. Okay, so let me mark those 2 stitches I did over here done. And then mark that one up here parked. And then I'm going to take this. Oh, I got this thing sticking up here. Oh my gosh, I can't see with all these threads. Get out of the way. What stitch are you? What hole are you coming out of? A little piece of blue thread. It's like irritating. Oh gosh. There he is. Make sure I don't cut the purple. Wow, that's really seriously irritating. Get out of there. It's one of the pinned threads. Okay. Now we're back to normal. Situation normal. Okay. Goodness gracious. I need a cup of coffee. Sip my coffee. That's selected. Streamlabs, seriously. Okay. So this up here, this, I'm showing a stitch that's open, but really it's not. So let me just mark that one done in a square here. I don't know why. That's like sometimes PatternKeeper. Like I know I did it because it's solid, but it's just not on here. Okay. So let's go back down. Here. And let's go. I mean, I could do the park threads, but I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to do like maybe like from the left over. So that's 310. So even though I have this going on, the situation here. Why is this coming out of there? That's frustrating. Okay. Anyhow, so I have this, I was using this, right? And then, because I couldn't find it, don't ask me why I couldn't find it, and then I found the bobbin with the thread on it. It's like, oh my gosh. Maybe it fell down into my sewing box. Okay. Go, go, go. Alright, so here there's two side by side and then one underneath. This is when I can't see like where, oh my gosh, where it goes down. So if you've been listening to my videos, you know that I've been going down memory lane with old music from my teens and my 20s. So that would have been back in the 70s and 80s. And watching people's reactions on YouTube. So it's just kind of a like enjoyable way to pass the time and listen to my old music at the same time. So last night I was listening to, I think it's Queensryche, Silent Lucidity, and I just burst out crying. Started crying. Oh my gosh. What's going on underneath here? I feel something loose. Getting pulled in there. What's going on? Oh yeah, it got caught underneath there. I have to pull it out there. What? Duh. Oh, maybe I should put it over there while I'm doing this section. So yeah, so it was just like sad, because it talks about, I guess it's like a I'm assuming it's a parent kind of watching over a child while they're sleeping and dreaming, and I could just see my mom, you know, doing that for me, and then me doing that for my children, and that connection, you know, down the generations, that like bond through the generations, and parents doing something, you know, it's like kind of universal, watching over their kids while they sleep and protecting them and so forth. Is just like really emotional for me, because I was like the middle leg of that, you know. It's like mom, me, and my son, and now like both of them are gone, and it's just like kind of being lost in the middle. And I just was like, emotional. And that is one of the things, after my mom and my son passed away, I got some grief books to help me with this situation and the loss. Big losses. And they did mention that, you know, at first, you know, it's just crushing grief and sorrow, and that it gets better. It doesn't ever go away, but it gets better, you know, as time passes, which is true. But one of the things that was interesting is that they mentioned that there could be like little triggers just out of the blue that would just like bring that all back, and that's what happened last night. Like, oh my goodness, I wasn't expecting it. Okay, so I parked that. Okay, let's mark all those as done, and then this one parked. So in all this, how long have I been going? 50 minutes, and then I think I did a few stitches before I started recording. So in total I've done 68 whopping stitches. Now this thing has 402,000. I'm at 3.94%, and I've done 15,826 stitches. So that's why I say when I get to sections where there's a lot of color changing, it just slows me down, and it's like I didn't make any progress. You know, I'd like to see like some more color blocking if I can get some. That would be nice. Okay, let's see. So we've got these 2 and 2 that are kind of by themselves before I get to this kind of section here. So this top color is 520. Let's put the 327 back. 520. 520 is green. It sounds like Coldplay. It's hilarious. I was watching these people react to Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody. They're like, what is that? Because it's not like a straight rock song, right? It's got like ballad and operatic elements, you know, back to ballad, and then like this hardcore little and like rock jam session in there. It's hilarious. They were so confused. They like it because of course it's great, but they were confused. There was so much good music back then, the 70s and the 80s, probably like maybe like the early 90s. I miss that. The world was so different. Music was better. What's that expression that people use? I'll die on that hill. Music was better in the 70s and the 80s. Well, I mean, you have to think about it. Like, there was no auto-tune. People weren't using computers to sing, right? They just sang. They played their instruments. They actually, like, really played them. Okay, so there's one there, and then over here, I'm going to park it over here. There's a couple of stitches here. But I'm not going to do these two that are over here because there's some down here. And then there's a couple over here. So I'll just do it that way. So let's mark this one here, this one done, and mark that one part next to this one. So this one here is a little square, like it's like a checker square, black and white. This has one here, and it has 2 over here. And I think that's it in the area. Let's look around. Oh, and there's some come down here, a couple over here. So I think what I'll do is I'll do this one, and then I'll park it here, and then I'll come down and over. Okay. So that is 936. Let's put the 930 back. 936 is another green. It's been going almost an hour. I think after I finish this green, I will finish recording. Oh, I hear my neighbor's car. She must be going to work. Yeah. I can get this in here. Hold on. No, don't fall down there. I'm going to cut this little end that's kind of bent. Get myself a straight end. Right? You do what you gotta do. To make life less complicated. I mean, life is already so complicated. Before the internet and the web and blah blah, like, you didn't have like apps and phones. Remembering which hey, get off of there, which sites you have subscriptions with, where you have active accounts, not necessarily like a subscription, but an account. Like, let's say you went from Spectrum to Frontier. Like, did you go back and like cancel your Spectrum account? It's probably still there lingering. It's like, ah, crap. Okay, so this one goes over here. I'll park it way out here. That's hilarious. Mark that one done. Mark that one parked. Park in lower left corner. So let me unplug the tablet. I'm so happy I figured out how to get PatternKeeper to show while we're doing this. And then what I'll probably do, let's see, so let's make the picture, the image a little smaller. Put it back in the corner there. What I might do is maybe like move this. Browser source. Move this down. That's the Spotify, like that. And then up here have the PatternKeeper, so you guys can see. So this is where we were working today. So we were, I need a pointer. I use my scissors. So earlier this morning I was finishing this square here. And then we were working like to finish over here. Right, here's the black that I did working in this square here. Right, so these are the two that are right there. These two stitches right there, or these two. And this big empty area here in the square, here's the line. It's kind of faint, I probably darken that up a little bit, is this line here. That's the border between these two squares, right? And so, what's going on there? Oh, that's the end of a thread. So you can see these 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches are these 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches, and the fifth one's down here. So that's how I kind of know like where I'm putting the thread. So I'll look on here and I'll go, oh, there's like, you know, 4 or 5 stitches like together, like in a little group. And then I'll look on here, and find those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches in that little group, right? And so like when I come back over here, right, I see these part stitches, and let's say I'm working on the flower, this little flower symbol, I'll know as I'm coming down, you know, oh, it's like there's, you know, 1, 3 from the part stitch and 1 right next to the part stitch. So that's kind of how you can, you know, use PatternKeeper to really like keep track of what you're doing, because if you didn't use it, you could literally lose your mind, because there's so many colors, and especially on a pattern like this one here, where there are so many different colors just in one square. All right, so here let's look at this one. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have 7 different colors just in one row, and 7 different stitches. There's an 8th, 9, 10, 11, 12, maybe not 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I mean, like, it's ridiculous. Like, so one little square can have, you know, an amazing amount of colors in it. And that's why progress can get slowed down when you hit a square like this. So, you know, if you only have like, and it's even worse when you only have like one square of that color, like I was doing, where over here, So yeah, so that can really slow you down. But PatternKeeper is nice because it tells you, right, how many I stitched today was 70. I've done 15,828, and that's the total stitches in the project, and that's the percent that I've completed. So it's really nice. So if you want to see the colors, you can just click here, and there's the color list of the threads. So if you wanted to see, like, is there any 501 in this area, you can like click that, and there's nothing. But here's 520, and it shows you the 520s. So it's kind of handy to do it that way as well. But normally I just have that closed, and I'm just looking here. And then you can take this, and you can make it smaller, so you can see the whole picture. And this is everything that I've done. And then the pink that's over here is that highlighted 520 color. There's a bunch there, and it comes down over, not very much here, right? And then here's the shelf of the picture. That's the first shelf, and this is just going to go across. So maybe what I'll do when I get down here and finish this little area here, I'll just try and do like a bunch of the shelf going across, because it doesn't look like anything, at least at this part of the shelf, is really intersecting it. So I can just go from left to right, just go ooh, all the way over, all the way over, all the way over, and get a lot of the shelf done. So that's kind of how that works. But it's kind of cool because it allows you to move around the canvas you can come up here and you can go, okay, well, what color is going to be coming up over here? And then you can use the search function and look and see, you know, is there going to be any color blocking? Like here's a bunch of black. Right, you can see 310 is black. Right, and so it kind of lets you see, you know, and of course this doesn't really have, how am I doing that? A lot of color blocking. It just doesn't. Just little spurts. Like there's a little spurt right there of a little color blocking. So I would probably like pull this color out and do this little section right here. Maybe even come down in here. So yeah, that's kind of how that works. That's how I keep track of what I'm doing. And you can zoom out and you can kind of see this looks like a tree branch. Get down to the shelf. I guess this is the bottom of the shelf. You can kind of see that stretching all the way across. And then you can see if something intersects it. So yeah, so it's very handy to kind of plan your work, know what you're doing, keep track of what colors you've done, all of that sort of thing, so that you don't lose your mind trying to do a project. Now you may not need something like PatternKeeper for a small little project, and you know, you need to have the PDF. You need to have the PDF of the project so that you can import it into PatternKeeper. So yeah. Anyhow, I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks for watching. Come back to the channel. I am going to focus more closely on my crafting videos than on my gaming, but you can see some of my gameplay of the games I play over on Gaming with Kale. And we're still contemplating a move, but it's up in the air, so we'll just have to see what happens with that. But I will still, you know, be streaming and making videos. And I am going to try and figure out also, well, now that I got the PatternKeeper situation, that you know, next time it'll show up on the screen. I want to see if I can figure out a way where you guys can see the puppers, see the little doggies, where they lay on their beds and when they start running around and playing, you know, in the room with me. So that might be entertaining for you, instead of just watching me cross stitch or color, you know, or diamond paint. So anyways, have a great day. I think it's Thursday. Let me check. I don't even know like what day it is. That's what happens when you retire. Hello, computer. What's the date? Where's the calendar? It is Thursday. Yes, it's Thursday. So have a great day. I will probably do another stream tomorrow, which is Friday. So I will see you then. In the meantime, like the video, subscribe to the channel. It's free to do so. And you can turn on the notification bell so you know when I'm doing another video, or I've uploaded another video, doing a live stream, whatever, and come back and visit with me. Leave your thoughts down in the comments below and let me know if there's anything you want to know about the projects I'm working on, or how I do things, or my decision-making process and how I go about doing these complex projects. So have a great day. Be kind to yourself, be kind to the world, and help make the world a better place. I'll see you next time.